personal trainer and yoga teacher, and today's class is a Warrior Fit class, strength training class for yogis. So today we're going to be combining some yoga and weight training. And if you have weights, I recommend that you have 2 15s, 2 8s, 2 5s, and 2 3s. And also you may want to have a blanket to pad your knees, some water, and a little towel to dry off. Okay, so we are going to be doing some focus today with balance and also with strengthening the back body, and in particular the back shoulders. When those muscles become weak, the tendency may be to have rounded shoulders, shoulders rounding forward, tightness through the pecs. The pecs are locked short and they need to be lengthened, and the rear deltoids and the muscles that bring the shoulder blades closer together are considered locked long, and they need to be strengthened. So we'll be working on strengthening those areas. So let's go ahead and get started on our feet. We're going to be working with some balance first. So you can start at the top of your mat if you would like. We'll flow into the sequence. I'll be facing you for this first part. And you can bring your hands to your hips if you'd like here. So you're going to shift your weight over into your right foot and lift up your left knee, flexing at the hip here. We'll hold this for about 30 seconds. If you want to challenge yourself, you can straighten the knee and then bend it, but trying to keep the thigh at the same height. And you might notice here that hip flexors are working on that left hip. Good. And then from there, I'd like for you to take that left leg back into a lunge. So left leg back into a lunge. So you're landing on the ball mound of that left foot, the right knee bent, taking your hands into interlace fingers and the 2 pointer fingers together, bringing your arms out in front of your chest here, shoulders on the back. Let's take a breath in here, and we're going to add some rotation, twisting to the right, looking over the right shoulder. Inhale, unwinding back to center, and exhale, taking a twist to the right. So really trying to maintain the stability here of your standing position, rooting through the 4 corners of that right foot, staying nice and solidly rooted through the ball mound of the back foot. We'll do 3 more here. And last one. Good, and stepping forward to the top of your mat. And we're going to work that hip flexion balance on the other side. Hands return back to the hips. Shifting weight into your left foot will lift up that right hip, that right thigh. And you might hold this here, or you can work towards straightening the knee and then bending it, working on also strengthening the quadriceps. You might even challenge yourself by holding that leg straight. Good, and then you're going to step that right leg back so that you're in a lunge, bending the left knee, interlacing the fingers, pointer fingers extended, hands out in front of the heart. We'll take a breath in here, and on the exhale, twisting to the left and inhaling back to center. Really trying to keep from your waist down, still. Like from your waist down, it's fixed in concrete. And we'll do 3 more like that. And last one. Now to come out, we'll take our hands down to the floor. Come into downward facing dog pose. Just pressing through the hands to lift the hips up and back. Lengthening through the spine by reaching sit bones away from crown of head away from sit bones. Good. On your next inhalation, you'll come forward into a plank position, shoulders aligned over the wrists, heels stretching back. Keep the head in line with the spine. And then inhale, shift the hips back into downward dog. And exhale, come forward to plank. Inhale, downward dog. And forward, exhale, plank. And twice more. Last time here. So step your right foot forward. Between your hands, step your left foot forward. And as you inhale, come into a halfway lift, focusing on finding length in the spine from tailbone to crown of head. And then on your exhale, you can forward fold here, rounding the upper back, let the head hang. Take another breath in and out here. Pressing strongly down into the floor with your feet, your fingertips. And then on your inhale, let's rise up, reach the arms up, stretch the fingers up towards the sky. And exhale, bring your hands together at your heart center. I'll face you. Feet about hip distance apart and toes pointing forward. On your inhale, sweep your arms out and up and lift your heels about 2 inches. Trying to keep all 10 of your toes on the floor. And then exhale, heels lower slowly down as your hands return to the heart space. And we'll do this about a total of 10 times. Inhaling, arms reach up, heels lift. And exhaling, heels lower down, hands to heart center. Finding your focus, your concentration. And you might notice that your big toes, your big toe ball mounds, may be trying to lift either as you're lifting your heels or as you're lowering your heels. So best you can, trying to keep those down. Also, if you lift your heels too high or too fast, you'll lose your balance. So if that happens, just come back to it. And we'll do this twice more. And last time here. Good. On your exhale, forward fold. And we'll step back into a downward facing dog pose. Coming forward on an inhale to plank. And on this exhale, let's go ahead and lower the knees and come all the way down to the belly, bending the elbows to get you there. Make sure that your face isn't right at the weights. The hands are going to be palms down under the shoulders with the fingertips pointing forward. Point your toes back. And we're going to work on strengthening the upper back with some spinal extensions, kind of like going into cobra, but we're not going to hold it for much longer than a breath. So bring the shoulders back so the chest is broad. And on your exhalation, I'd like for you to curl your upper back into the cobra. Just put about 1 pound of pressure through the hands. And on the inhalation, slowly unravel your torso back down to the floor. Just lightly tap your nose down to the floor or your chin. Exhale to curl up into your cobra. Just about 1 pound of pressure through the hands. And inhale to slowly unravel back down. And we'll keep moving like that at our own pace. Try to keep your legs and your feet on the floor. A lot of people will lift their legs here. Also try not to hyperextend the neck by bringing the base of the skull too far back. So you want to keep the back of the neck nice and long. And we'll do 4 more like that. Last one. Beautiful. Okay. Go ahead and push yourself up. Shift your hips back there. Not quite into child's pose, but just to lengthen the spine. Take some weight out of the hands. And then from here, we're going to set our mat up so that we have a blanket underneath the knees in a tabletop position. And grab your 3s for some shoulder work. Now, before we go into this, I just want to show you the directionality of your arm when you're in tabletop. So when you have your weight, your palm is going to be facing the midline. And you'll be reaching your arm out kind of at an angle like a Y, not quite straight, but more at a Y, okay? So, I have 1 weight in each hand. We're going to be alternating the sides that we're working on. And so we'll take the right leg back, like Superman or bird dog, and the left arm forward, trying to aim for parallel to the floor. So you can take a breath in, and on your exhalation, right leg back, left arm forward, and inhale, lower to tabletop. And exhale, other side, right arm forward, left leg back. Just hold for a moment at the top, back to tabletop. Okay, we got it. And repeating. So each time you exhale, you're lifting opposite arm and leg. Each time you inhale, you're coming back to table. Making sure you're alternating sides, guys. Looking straight down at the weight between your hands. A little hold, a little squeeze at the top. We'll do a couple more on each side. Feels so good to strengthen that back body. Just make sure that you've evened out the 2 sides. Very good. I'm just going to set my 3-pounders over to the side here. Coming into downward facing dog pose. Take a breath in, exhaling out your air, lightly walk or hop the feet forward to the top of the mat. I'm just going to slide my blanket out of the way when I get there. And inhale, coming to a halfway lift. And you might stay in this halfway lift, or if you want to forward fold, you can. Good, and then on an inhale, we're going to rise up. Reach the arms up. And on an exhale, bring your hands together at the heart center. Good. So from here, we're going to come into a lunge position with the right leg back. And when you land with the right leg back, land on the ball mound here, bending the left knee, reach down, grab those 3-pound weights. And on the exhale, we're going to take our arms out into a T shape. And on the inhale, the arms come back to shoulder distance apart. So 10 of those here on this side. Exhale, lift. Inhale, lower. So circumferentially drawing in the ribs on the exhale. So I've got a hip hinge at the left hip. My torso is not straight up and down. It's also not horizontal. 3 more. So working the back body. Make sure those elbows are pointing towards the sky when you're lifting. Last one. Good. Let's go ahead and set the weights down. Come into downward dog and send that left leg up into 3-legged dog. Breathing here. And we'll set the left foot forward and the right foot forward. And on the inhale, come to halfway lift. You might stay in halfway lift, strengthening the spine. You might forward fold on the exhale. If you want to, you can grab your weights here. Just go ahead and inhale, rise up. And we'll do the second side, stepping the left foot back this time. Landing in a lunge. Hip hinging from the right hip. That right knee is bent. Reverse flies. Exhale, take the arms out. So they're more 90 degrees there, in line with the shoulders. Inhale, back to starting position. Feel your back shoulders doing the lifting, not the tops of the shoulders, the backs of the shoulders. 5 more. Last 3. And 1. Good. Hinge. Set the weights down. Downward dog with the right leg back. So a 3-legged dog. Lower that right foot down. Lower your knees down. All right, so your opportunity next to work the chest. We're just going to balance out front and back. So you can either do your chest presses. You can come onto your bottom and grab your weights. Make your way down onto your back, or if you'd like, you can work on your push-ups. So when you're ready, set yourself up. So with a push-up, the hands are going to be wider than the shoulders, so they'll be off of the mat likely. In a plank position to start. And you can inhale to bend your elbows, and exhale, lower your knees and push yourself up. Okay, or if you want to keep your legs straight the entire time, knees not lowering down, that's fine. Those of you doing a chest press, grabbing your weights, rocking and rolling back onto your back. So guys doing push-ups, just do as many as you can in good form. Take a break. you can only do like 3 or 4 and you want to come and join us with the chest presses, then go ahead and do that. We'll do about 15 chest presses. About 5 more, guys. 5 more chest presses. Last one. All right, I'm going to set those guys down. And we'll make our way into downward dog. Take a breath in here. Exhale out your air. Let's walk or hop the feet forward. And on an inhale, we'll rise up, reach the arms up. And exhale, bring your hands together at the heart center. Coming into chair pose. So feet are going to be about hip distance apart. And in this chair pose, I'm going to have you lift your heels. So lifting the heels, sending the hips back into chair to a height that's respectful for you. We'll hold for about, maybe a minute. You might keep your hands at the heart, especially if your arms are feeling tired from all the upper body work that we've done. Or you might take them forward. You might take them into more of a Y shape, overhead, with the chest lifted, palms facing the midline. So we're halfway there. Heels still lifted. So it strengthens your low back to have the heels lifted. Now if you lower your heels and really press strongly into your heels, notice how that works your core more, your quads. 10 more seconds, are you with me? Good. And rising up. Arms can release down. Lovely. Okay. So I'm going to find my weights, 15s, for our deadlift. So taking the feet about hip distance apart. We're going to have both feet on the floor here, parallel to each other. Weights start off next to the hips, eyes are forward. You ready? So you're going to hip hinge. Guide those weights just right in front of the shins, below the knees, with the neutral spine, shoulders engaged on the back. And exhale to rise to stand. Inhale, hinge, keep those shoulders engaged on the back. Exhale, stand. Especially when you go with a higher weight, to really focus on keeping those back muscles engaged. Ten more. Last 5. Finish it up, last one. Good. Now come into a forward fold with your weights. So just like you did with your hip hinge. And then take your feet back into a downward dog variation. Your hands on the weights. And then slowly with the count of 5, lower your knees. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And I'm just going to slide my blanket under my knees for tabletop rows. Okay. So one weight in each hand. So I've got 15s today. If you need to change those out to a lesser weight, that's fine. Ready? Looking straight down. And as you exhale, lift that right weight. Inhale, lower down, slow and controlled. Exhale, lift that left weight. Inhale, lower down, slow and controlled. Keep alternating. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. All right, I'm just going to sit back onto my heels, cool off a little bit in between. Warranted a little water break. And feel my heart rate's up a little bit. That's 100. I can always tell when I'm working out good and I'm sweating, my skin starts to turn a little bit pink or red. Okay, so where were we? Let's go ahead and move those 15s aside. Boy, those got heavier, didn't they? And we're going to step our right foot forward. Good. So I'm just thinking about the transition here. We're going to be, let's just go ahead and come up to standing. Step the left foot forward and rise all the way up to standing. I am going to move this blanket aside. So what we're going to do is a tricep extension in Warrior 3. So I'm going to use 5s. You can use 8s if you'd like, but you are going to feel like you're a little wibble wobbly, so keep that in mind. So we're going to find our Warrior 3 position. So balancing on the left foot, taking the right leg back into Warrior 3. Now if that's not your pose, if you can't balance there, you can come into a hip hinge or your right foot back, your left knee bent, your elbows in towards your sides, and extending the arms like that. Inhale to bend, exhale to extend the elbows. Otherwise you'll be in Warrior 3 position. Exhale, extend the arms, inhale, bend. And we'll do 10 here. Keep the shoulders on the back, shoulder blades on the back. It's okay if your torso is not perfectly in line with the floor. 4 more. Try to keep that back leg and glutes engaged. Good, come back to standing. Feet parallel. Other side, so either Warrior 3 or a lunge. Elbows in towards the sides. Exhale as you extend the elbows. Inhale as you bend. Keep the elbows tucked in towards the sides. Halfway there. Last one. Come back to standing. Now, I don't know about you. My upper body's feeling pretty worked right now. So I'm actually going to switch down to my threes for a squat, heel raise, overhead press. Okay. I know, we're doing all kinds of different things today, changing it up. So I'm going to find my squat stance. I'm sure you can see me here. Okay, I do a lot of little movements, proprioception, so I can kind of be like Princess and the Pea and find where it's just right. It's got to feel just right in my body. Okay, palms are facing each other. In this variation, you'll start with your elbows bent, and it's okay that they're below the shoulders here. And the main reason why it's okay to do that is because we want to be a little bit more secure, hold that weight close into us as we go into the squat. If your elbows are here and you go into the squat, then what most people tend to do is they round their spine. So we'll start with the elbows close into the sides as we come into our squat. Now as you exhale, you're going to rise up. Straighten your knees, straighten your hips, lift your heels, lift the weights. Okay, then on an inhale, bend the elbows, lower the heels, sit the hips back. We got it? Good, exhale, lift the heels as you straighten, lift the arms. Inhale, it's like you're loading everything back up again. Back into the squat. Exhale, lift. Inhale, lower. Exhale, lift. Inhale, lower. Exhale, lift. Inhale, lower. Exhale, lift. Inhale, lower. Number 7. I'm trying my best to keep my elbows pointing forward. 10, 5 more. Keep going, don't check out. You gotta stay focused. All right. I'm glad I picked the lighter weight. Probably could have handled a heavier weight, but there was a lot of different things going on there, so I'm glad I chose the 3s today. I'm just gonna set those down. I can feel my heart rate's elevated. So I'm just going to take a moment. Give me a moment. Feel free to take a moment. Nicely done. Okay. Back to the top of your mat. Inhale, sweep your arms out and up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant your hands down, come to plank. Good, holding here. Now, you have the option, I just noticed I'm rounding my spine. You have the option, lowering your knees and setting yourself up for your push-up, or grabbing your weights as you sit down and coming onto your back for your chest presses. So I'll let you decide. And if you feel like you only want to do a few chest presses or push-ups, and join us in for those chest presses, you can. Define my words here. All right, so I'm going to see how many push-ups I can do. So I'm going to stop at 5 and grab my weights and do maybe about 8 more chest presses with my 15s. Setting myself up before I get going. It's always good to set yourself up with good form before you start moving. I'm going to finish up here. That was my last one. Rock and roll up. Very good. Okay. So I would like to have us come into that tabletop position for the Y arm position. So you can grab your 3-pound weights. However's easiest for you to set yourself up. Tabletop. Moving a little slower now. Okay. So let's start off with the right arm forward and up, the left leg back. Exhale as you lift. Inhale as you lower. Alternate left arm, right leg lifts as you exhale. Inhale as you lower. So 10 all together. Looking straight down. Now, if this is getting too hard for you, you can just get rid of the weight and use your own body weight. Which is what I'm going to do for the last 5. Oh, my arm feels so light now. 3 more. Last one. Good. Sit back onto your heels if that's available to you. We'll stretch the shoulders. Bring the arms out. Take the right arm underneath the left. See if you can get the backs of the arms together, or maybe clasp. Round your upper back. And rising back up, other side. My arms are done. I don't know about you, put a fork in me. My arms are done. So let's finish off let's just go ahead and do a little bit of core work. We'll come down to the floor. I think I had meant to do one more set of squats, but to be honest, coming back up right now seems a little difficult, so. Okay, so how about instead we do some single leg glute bridge and then some core. All right. So on your back with your knees bent, let's bring the right knee in towards the direction of the body, the arms alongside the body, pressing through the left foot. Exhale, lift the hips, inhale, lower. Doing 10 all together. And 10. Other side, right foot down, left thigh in. And go. Trying to keep the hips pretty level to the floor. Last 5. Good. Lowering the feet down. Okay. Let's bring the legs up, straight up into a vertical position. Now, hand positions, your hands can be palms down next to your bottom. You can bring them outwards to a T, or you can lift them up into vertical as well. That's more challenging. So I'm going to lower the right leg on the inhale. Try to keep the left leg at the same height where you started. The leg straight. Exhale, lift the right leg back up in line with the left. Inhale, lower the left leg. Try to keep the right leg at the same height that it is. Try not to move the right leg. Exhale, back to that starting position. So 9 more. Inhale, lower the right. Exhale, slowly lift the right. Inhale, lower the left. Exhale, slowly lift the left. Keep going. Helpful to blow out of the mouth as you lift the leg. So in my early days of yoga, it seemed like everything that we did was with the feet flexed in a dorsiflexion. So a 90-degree bend at the ankle joint. And what I've learned over the years is that I did too much of that dorsiflexion. Now I'm really trying to strengthen my back line more. And so I point my feet a lot more in my poses like Warrior 3 and leg lifts. How about 2 more of these, guys? But I do change it up. I don't want to get stuck in another pattern that creates imbalance. So I'm not always going to do pointed feet, but I do try to balance it out. So I'm going to bend both of my knees here, lower the feet down to the floor. So as I say all the time, it's good to change it up, keep your body guessing. All right, we've got time enough for one more thing. So let's work our upper abdominals with just a traditional crunch. So you can have your feet on the floor if you'd like. You can maybe lift your legs so that your knees are above your pelvis, and I like to cross my ankles to do that variation. I'm going to keep my feet on the floor, but you're welcome to do the other variation. Take the hands behind the head, Interlace the fingers. Lift your elbows just enough to be able to see the elbows out of the corners of your eyes, out of your periphery. So let's go for 25 reps, guys. Try to keep your low back from rounding, okay? Try. Exhale, lift. So you're rounding your upper back. Inhale, slowly unravel back down. Exhale, lift. Don't pull on your head. Push your head back into your hands. Feel the support of your hands. Blow out of your mouth as you curl up. This is 10. Keep going. 10 more. Five more. Oh my goodness, I can't wait for this to be over. Last one. You ever feel like that? I know I do. When's it gonna be over? Oh my goodness. But then when it is over, it's just one of the best feelings, isn't it? Feel all the adrenaline rushing through your body and all the feel-good hormones. All right, well, I don't know about you, but I feel completely done. I don't even feel like I have a good stretch left in me. So I am just going to lie here for about a minute, and you can either lie here with me for a minute, you can consider this a shavasana, or you can come into seated for a minute. I'm gonna time. It's really the best time to do a meditation is after a workout, because your mind is just, it's done. So focus on your breath for 1 minute. Feel free to close your eyes. Then if you're lying down, go ahead and make your way up into a seated position. I'll tell you what, today was a difficult day for me. I should have turned social media off today. I tell you, there was a lot of hate going around, and I can understand why. We're scared. We don't know what's going on with the state of the world. There's so much uncertainty, and we want to point a finger, and it doesn't help. I mean, doesn't help, and I know that. I'm angry too, and I'm upset, and I just want to cry and kick and scream. But I have to come back to my heart, always come back to my heart. And so I found this quote today, and it just really helped me to remember to be in my heart and don't let other people steal my peace, because boy, can we just get into those knee-jerk reactions. I know we all do. We're human, right? But first we recognize it, we allow it. You allow yourself to go through whatever you're feeling, and then, be tender. Nurture yourself. Take care of yourself. So here's the quote. This is from Lao Tzu. Love is of all passions the strongest, for it attacks simultaneously the head, the heart, and the senses. Love is of all passions the strongest, for it attacks simultaneously the head, the heart, and the senses. Be in your heart, my friends. Namaste. Love you guys.